My name is Paul Jolly. Sunita ji.
My name is Sunita.
ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਦ ਲੇਟ ਸ਼ੋ।
Welcome to the Late Show.
ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਦੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਬੜਾ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਲੇਟ ਸ਼ੋ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲਾਸਟ ਵੀਕ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਹੈਡ ਰਘਬੀਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਰਾਹੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਬੜੇ ਅੱਛੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਪੜ੍ਹੇ ਔਰ ਬੜੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਾਲ ਆਏ। ਲਾਸਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਮਾਫੀ ਮੰਗੀ ਸੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈ ਸਕੇ ਤੇ ਮਾਫੀ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ। दूसरा ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਟਰੈਕਚੁਅਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਾਸ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਗੈਸਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਫਰਮ ਦੀ ਆਰਮੀ। ਸੁਨੀਤਾ ਜੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਰਮੀ ਤੋਂ ਗੈਸਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਤਾਂ ਯੂਨੀਫਾਰਮ 'ਚ ਦੇ ਲੁੱਕ ਸੋ ਸਮਾਰਟ ਯੂ ਨੋ ਟੋਟਲੀ ਹੈ ਐਂਡ ਜੇ ਉੱਤੋਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਬੰਨੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੋਨੇ ਤੇ ਸੁਹਾਗਾ ਇਜ਼ ਦੈਟ ਵਾਟ ਦੇ ਸੇ
मैं कभी सुनी नहीं कहा because my Punjabi
is
not as great as yours, Palji, but मैं कभी सुनी नहीं. But yeah, it makes a hell of a difference, you know.
It does, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah. Putting the star on your head, it makes you look so much more smarter.
चल और मैं ट्रांसलेट कर दें ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਯੂਨੀਫਾਰਮ ਪਾਣੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਹੋਵੇ ਨਾ ਇਟ ਕੰਪਲੀਮੈਂਟਸ ਈਚ ਅਦਰ ਲਾਈਕ ਮੋਰ ਉਹਦੀ ਸ਼ੋ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਨ ਵੱਜ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਦੈਟਸ ਇਟ ਤੇ ਐਨੀਵੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਾਸ ਦੋ ਬੜੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਆਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਨੇੜੇ ਦੂਰੋਂ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਬੜੇ ਦੂਰੋਂ ਵਿਚਾਰੇ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਮੋਸਟ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੈਸਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਬੈਠੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਪਿਕ ਅਪ ਸਮ ਆਈਡੀਆ ਇਨ ਕੇਸ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹੋ ਆਰਮੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਣਾ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਐਡਵਾਈਸ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਰਨੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਹਾਊ ਡੂ ਦੇ ਮੇਕ ਇਟ ਟੂ ਦੀ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਟੂਡੇ ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਆਈ ਵਿਲ ਗੋ ਸਟੇਟ ਟੂ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਆਰ ਗੈਸਟ ਮੇਰੇ ਲੈਫਟ ਵੱਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਵਿੰਗ ਕਮਾਂਡਰ ਮਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਗਠੋਰਾ and Nal Warrant Officer Bilveer Singh Flora. Paji thoda swagat karte hain. Thank you so much for coming on the Late Show.
It's a pleasure. ਤੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਾੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਕਰੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੋ ਦਫਾ ਆਰਮੀ ਵਾਲੇ ਕਹਤਾ ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਜੀ 에ਅਰ ਫੋਰਸ ਤੇ ਰੋਇਲ 에ਅਰ ਫੋਰਸ ਤੇ ਅੱਛਾ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ I'm glad you said that you know ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਨਾ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ 에ਅਰ ਫੋਰਸ ਤੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਰਮੀ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬਟ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ 에ਅਰ ਫੋਰਸ ਐਂਡ ਆਰਮੀ ਆਰ ਟੂ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਥਿੰਗਸ ਹਾਂਜੀ this is why you're here exactly to explain people that there are two different concepts ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ I think before we start with the show ਬਹੁਤ important ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕਿਸ ਦਾ ਬਰਥਡੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ 'ਚ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਮਨਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਐਂਡ ਚੰਦ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ 40 ਨੂੰ 50 ਨੂੰ ਅੱਜ 106 ਕੰਟਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਓਵਰ 1 ਮਿਲੀਅਨ ਬੰਦਾ ਸੁਣਦਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੰਗ ਕਮਾਂਡਰ ਮਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਗਠੋਰਾ ਦਾ ਬਰਥਡੇ ਹੈ ਭਾਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਖ ਵਧਾਈ ਹੋਵੇ what a way to celebrate a birthday
I didn't know how to celebrate this is perfect this is absolutely amazing yeah so thank you
at least if you didn't tell people not the world knows it's your birthday
that was supposed to be a secret yeah
isn't that right Sunita
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮੈਂ certainly yeah ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਨਾ
this is I think we start with you ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮਨਜੀਤ ਜੀ you know most important ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ छोटी जी स्टोरी में दसो कि where were you born and अपनी story how you ended up with the Air Force.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to start a little bit before that because I have to start with my parents. So my mum's originally from Kenya and my dad's from Tanzania.
Kya baat hai.
And so when they came over in the late 60s, my father actually joined the Air Force first of all. So he joined as what we call now a survival equipment fitter or trade group 13 and he started right from the bottom and he did 28 years and retired around 20 years ago now.
Sorry, what did you do in Kenya before coming here?
So he was just a young lad, so he just done his education back there, so he was quite young when he came over.
Any family background with the...
my Pitaji was an engineer. So I've kind of followed his trend because I'm actually an engineering officer in the Air Force as well. But because my father was in the Air Force, he was actually based out in Germany and that's where I was born. In a small place called Wegberg, which quite a few RAF families have their children born there as well.
Is that the biggest base in Germany?
No. It was an RAF hospital at the time, a military hospital. But he was actually based in Laarbruck, which was it was very busy back in the sort of 70s and 80s. RAF Germany was really busy. And then we came back to the UK and I got the engineering bug, I suppose, fixing cars and things with my dad in the garage all the time. I then joined Cadets Air Training Corps. We can talk about that a little bit later on as well. And I got that bug of going to air shows and things and realising actually I could do this as well. So I joined the ATC, And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't an academic at the time, and I was going to join up as a technician in the Air Force. And then when I joined the Air Training Corps, I realised, you know what, I could actually go to be an officer here, which then pushed me towards going off and doing because I knew I needed an engineering degree. It pushed me into, you know what, I'm going to do something even better here. So I went off and did my degree. And as an engineering officer, you need an engineering degree. And I joined up, and it will be 19 years ago in November time. Yeah, and like I say, I'm an engineering officer, and that's kind of finds me here as a wing commander, which I'm really, really blessed with being at that rank, and that I think it has me as the highest rank in all the 3 services. So the Army and the Royal Navy and the RAF. I'm now the senior Singh in the military, which is very humbling title to have. So.
You know, it's so important. This is exactly what I bring in the guests to show the people. I can't do this because I think sometimes majority of the time people have inferiority complex that maybe I can't do it, maybe whatever reasons. But once you have achieved it, and like a wing commander, it's such a big thing to be at the position where you are today.
So I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I remember growing up with the Air Force with my dad, going through, living outside with the Air Force family.
That's what inspired you?
So I always wanted to join the Air Force, but I remember the day before I joined, it was the 27th of November 1999, and all my chachi and everybody were together, and I started to cry because I thought this is the biggest decision I'm ever going to make in my life. And they all just rallied around me, and everybody gave me the support. The family gave me the support, and I haven't looked back since. Yeah.
Very Paji ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ Paji ਬਲਬੀਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਪਲੋਰਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਜੀ ਤੇ
ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵੀ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਤੋਂ ਕਿ ਕੀਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ
ਹਾਂਜੀ obviously ਮੇਰਾ ਜਨਮ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਨਰੋਬੀ ਦਾ ਕੈਨੀਆ ਦਾ so I was born in Nairobi, Kenya. Came to the UK when I was 13 years old, and when I got to the age of 17 applied to join the Air Force and got in.
Can I interrupt you there? Because Certainly. This is important for people to know. What made you do that at 17?
Well, when I was born in Nairobi, I was born at a place called Eastleigh.
Eastleigh.
And that had an Air Force base there. Because
Eastleigh Air Force base out there, that's
so
right.
all my life I've seen planes flying around. And then my father went to Zambia for a few years as well because he worked for the railways. And in Zambia, again, there was an Air Force base. So all my life I've seen military aircraft flying around. And then when I was 13 years old, came to UK, as all of the Sikhs, we settled in South Holford initially. And I used to catch the 105 bus to Heathrow Airport and go up on top of the terminal. But I used to basically go there and watch the planes.
Just watch them,
Just watch them and then jump on the bus back. So my interest for planes has always been there. And like I said, so we then moved to Coventry for various reasons, because houses were more affordable and stuff like that. I joined the Air Cadets, and then the next thing was to join up. So when I got to the age of 17 and a half, I joined up, and my mother wasn't very happy when she found out what I said to her. Basically, I've got a job, and she didn't quite understand. And then obviously when I said I've joined the Air Force, she wasn't exactly happy with me being the only son.
Word the Air Force, people are really frightening.
But if you speak to her now, she'll tell you totally the opposite story. Because a lot of my relatives, they're all cut their hair and things like that, and I actually sort of joined the Air Force, and I think the Air Force made my personal belief, and my sort of inner strength to have the star on more stronger, because I found that having the star on and the bag on actually made me stick out a little bit more.
It does.
And my grandfather had given me a message when we came over. He said, "You're going to go in the Mughal Chalaya. The Otena go in the Mughal 10 minutes but come to Ponchi 10 minutes magro."
Very nice.
It's a simple message, but it's basically what he's saying is you have to work hard to earn whatever you have to earn.
Before we move forward, to understand what a wing commander is, to see again warrant officer, what does that mean?
So basically, I joined at the bottom and I worked my way up the ground trades, as we call them. And when you get to the rank of flight sergeant, you're a non-commissioned officer. And then obviously Manjit is a commissioned officer. So obviously we needed that sort of stopgap. So that we have a rank of warrant officer. And what happens is when you become a warrant officer, you hold a royal warrant. You get the Queen's warrant and as a warrant.
Okay. So Desi, I'm sure you got some questions to ask.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned obviously, you know, the start Parker, you know, coming to work early is obviously like a message there. Have you faced any sort of challenges of wearing at the start and being, you know, part of the Air Forces?
A lot of people think it would be a big challenge, but if I actually pointed out that the first Sikh joined the Royal Flying Corps in 1917, April of 1917, that's a year before the Royal Air Force was formed, and he was a pilot in World War One. And then in World War II, we had numerous pilots, you know, in the Indian Air Force, the Royal Indian Air Force as it was called, and even some in the Royal Air Force. So some of the viewers might not have heard of Mahindra Singh Puji, who actually flew in the Royal Air Force, and he passed away in Gravesend, so he actually settled after the war in Gravesend. So we have a rich history, and the Air Force has always allowed us to wear the star. And in fact, the rules are stricter, and they actually say that if you're going to wear a pug, wear it on and off duty with pride. You know, don't let the Sikhi down, and don't let the Air Force down. You know, so they expect you to wear the pug and not walk around with your hair down and wear a baseball cap and stuff like that. You know, or you know, because they want you to be, because we're a disciplined organisation, so they want you to be proud of it. So we do occasions, or we do have occasions where you wear a patka because you have to wear, you have to do fitness training and sports and stuff like that as a team. So there are times when, you know, you don't wear a pug, but you wear a case or a patka. It's like, well, we've been on operations, you know, and it's too hot to wear a pug all the time, so we wear a patka on a day-to-day basis while we work.
और तुसी जब पहले का उन्होंने ग्रेवजन दे विच स्टैचू भी बनाया उन्होंने था.
That's right, yeah.
बहुत अच्छी. Lately हुन तुहानू पता है कि पार्लियामेंट डिस्कशन हो रही सी कि Theresa May दी war memorial to in the prime position in London ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. It's so bright, so nice. But you हुन ते चलो different हैगा क्योंकि you know we are the fourth or the fifth generation in UK now. Early like 60, 70 ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ. Was it easy to blend in with the host community?
It was. I would say it's probably easier because obviously, as Manjit said, his dad was in the Air Force. So when I joined up, there was my first camp I got to after my training. There was 3 Sikhs and about 3 or 4 other Hindu Punjabis. So I didn't sort of feel as if there's nobody there. Now, because obviously the Air Force, because of different and all that, is obviously the number of BAME minorities apne bhi cut gaye ne. So because of that, you sometimes go to a base and you don't see another person, you know, so the numbers look even worse.
But you know,
what you got to remember is that, you know, we've always had people serving, and in fact, you know, if we just go back to the star thing, they actually issue the star instead of the golden Ethiopian.
Do you know, going back to your question, and you say, you know, have you heard anything bad being said about you? Has there been any racism? I think you have to be a bit realistic. So it's really easy for me to turn around here and say to you, have you ever had any sort of, you know, racist comments or anything like that? In a service that's that big, you know, we were about 32,000, and you know, when my father was in, we were over probably 60,000 back then.
No, when I joined, it was 110.
Well, okay,
so it was 170 when your father was in.
Turn around,
so the numbers are reducing.
Oh yeah, the numbers have reduced. When you just and if you turn around, if I honestly turn around to you and say we don't have any racism in an organisation which is that big, how can that possibly be right? What's absolutely right is it's not tolerated. Okay, and it's a really big difference here. So my dad can tell me stories, and he has told me stories about the circumstances, the situations that he was placed in the 60s, in the 70s, and even the 80s. But our diversity inclusion training that we have now tells everybody, do you know what? It's not tolerated. And there was you're always going to still see it. You know, you're always it's going to be there, or you know, it's going to be underground. But there was a couple of instances not so long ago in my career where, and I thought to myself, are we just hiding away from this, and we're just putting this training on top of it, and we're just hiding that thing away? And it was actually something had happened at work, but it was actually my young guys had come to me to talk to me about it. And that's when I thought, you know what, they didn't have to say anything to me, especially as a senior officer as well, but they'd come to me and saying, do you know what, something's happened and it's not right. And I thought, do you know what, we're actually winning this. But in any big organisation, anybody turns around and says we don't have racism in the organisation, statistically you have to look at the country and see what's happening in the country as well to see why there would be those views. But in the Royal Air Force and in the Army and in the Royal Navy, it's not tolerated, and it will be dealt with.
It's not tolerated anyway.
No, agreed. But we have to do training, but it's not tolerated, and it will be dealt with in the only way.
एक question मैं थोड़े को लाया पूछूंगा तुसी you made a statement कि तुझे grandfather ने क्या सिखाया तू 5 मिनट पहला जाए थे 5 मिनट पर. That's a good thing because doing one extra bit than the normal people out there. Tell me if I'm right, I hope I can put it the way I'm trying to explain to you. Do you have to do one extra bit to be in balance with them or equal to them?
You probably do, I would say.
Rightly, you need to do that, no?
You don't need to, but I think if you want to progress and stuff like that, you need to shine that a little bit more.
Exactly.
And the main thing is, I took that as a good lesson. I didn't want any of my bosses or anybody else to say you didn't do your bit or you were late. You know, I didn't want the finger pointed at me. So if you're always there and you do your more than your best, then nobody can point the finger at you.
So, Sunita ji, very last question, then I give it to you. Both important, you know, it looks so fantastic, looks so handsome, especially the star de which or the uniform de which. मैं चाहूँगा कि तुझे explain करो जरा थोड़ी the star te badge लग गया. What does it mean? What is it actually?
So this one, because I'm a commissioned officer, so this is a commissioned officer badge as well. So you can see the RAF eagle is on there as well, and it's also got some. I can't even see it myself now.
The crown.
The crown.
Really, yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. And then the difference is there's slightly different badges because of the warrant officer badge, and then the guys underneath it, the other non-commissioned ranks, that will have a slightly different badge as well. But all officers will wear this badge. Yeah.
Would that tell you the ranking?
No, that comes from some people call them our barcodes. Yeah, but then, no, it's a joke. But the number of stripes that I have indicates what rank I am. So I start off for officer ranks, which is you could almost. The other ranks are the people that almost do all the work, and then it's the management side is the officer cadre. And so we started at pilot officer, flying officer, flight lieutenant, squadron leader. Now I'm wing commander, and I've got one more to go to group captain before we start another set of air ranks.
Interesting. I really wasn't aware of that at all. So that's really interesting. Yeah. So my next question is obviously, is it difficult to balance your family life and your career at the same time? Because obviously a lot of the time you're not living at home.
Or being married and having kids, it can be at times. But as long as your wife understands that obviously you're in the military and things like that, you know, you have to sort of adopt a little bit as well. So for example, you know, when I got engaged to get married, you know, they were joking with my wife, oh, you know, and all this kind of stuff. But obviously she joined, and the first thing I did was we have very, very good sort of a society on the camp, on our bases. And I introduced her to some of the other wives from my sort of department, because I knew that at times the alarm would go off and I'd be off to do my job, because I'm logistics, that's my speciality. So I might be off to go and play war games for a couple of weeks or something like that, or a few days.
एक गल है कि ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ start ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, you're totally junior, and the people, the family, the wife doesn't seem to appreciate. It's a demanding job. I'm going to see much of you. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ war zone ਤੇ ਚਲੇ ਜਾਣਾ. You know, very little knowledge. That's why you have to explain to people that it's not exactly that. But ਦੂਸਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ bars ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ, you are in a higher position, and you ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦਸਤਾਰ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਲੱਗੇ ਨੇ badges ਵਗੈਰਾ, and the same wife is so proud ਕਿ ਮੇਰੇ husband ਨੇ ਮੇਰੀ position ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ.
ਉਹ pride ਤਾਂ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ. But the fact is that it doesn't matter what rank you are, you still have to do your bit and go away. So for example, when my kids were sort of 7-8 years old, they got chickenpox, but I was on the other side of the planet, in the Falklands, so I missed that bit. But then when you come back, you know, you get a bit time off to spend time with them and things like that, so you do more engaging stuff. So, you know, whereas most parents, Asian parents in sort of the civilian environment, perhaps don't do so much with their kids. You know, as a serving person, you tend to do more with your kids. You know, so you tend to sort of take them out for bike rides and do extra bits and take them skiing and things like that. So both, you know, my son and my daughter are about to go at skiing and things, you know, and that's why even now, you know, they're quite adventurous.
Did you feel if you were at home you were able to do that extra bit, or does that not?
Well, I find that most Asians are not sort of that way inclined. So as myself, you know, in the forces, I've done things like windsurfing, skiing. I've had to go at lots of different sort of high adrenaline type sports, you know. And I know manjit, there's a lot of stuff as well. But it's not just about me. You know, if the opportunity is there, you know, we involve the family as well, the kids and the wife. So my wife, my kids, they've been skiing with us, you know, and things like that. So, and it's given them that opportunity as well. You know, so you try and do more, but. Like I said, the wife and the family get used to it, that yes, you've got to go away for somewhere for 4 months, and you know, you pack your bags and you disappear and then you come back.
But you mentioned that activities bagara, you've done every kind of skiing bagara te hor bhi kisi tarike naal koi dastar di restriction hundi hai kitne na kite, you know, you feel that some activities you are restricted to do?
Like for example windsurfing, because it's a sport and it's on water, you can't obviously do it with the dastar. So what you do is patka ban ke, you know, skiing ਦੇ ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਬਸ skiing easy ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹ ਪਟਕਾ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਠੰਡ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਪਹਾੜਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਬਰਫ਼ ਪਈ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਵੁਲੀ ਹੱਟ ਪਾ ਲੈਣੀ ਜਾਂ ਹੈਲਮਟ ਸੋ ਯੂ ਅਡਾਪਟ ਬਟ ਯੂ ਨੋ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਕੇਸ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਫਿਰ ਕੇਸ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਟਕਾ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਕੇਸ ਕੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਰ ਲਓ
I've done lots of different things, even done a parachute jump. And diving was the interesting one.
Really?
Yeah. So I found that Budka was okay, but if it came off, it was a bit of a nightmare. So I had the girls do a French plait on my head. That was the best thing. When you're underwater, when your gears comes undone, there's one picture of me and my gears is out here, but there's nothing you can do because you're 30 meters down in the water. As much as you try, but you shouldn't let anything stop you. And the Air Force is definitely not going to stop you. It's only yourself who's going to stop you doing those things. But you just have to adapt. If you want to go and do it, there's ways and means of doing it.
Of course, yeah.
सारे पास 2 मिनट रहंदे फॉर द ब्रेक एंड मैं चाहांगा बड़ी अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी अपने भाजी दी बर्थडे हैगी अगर फैमिली ने रिंग करके व्हाट्स द बेटर वे टू कॉल हिम एंड गिव हिम अ हैप्पी बर्थडे डेफिनेटली होप करेंगे कोई ना कोई एटलीस्ट मिसेस कॉल करें कोई ना कोई हैप्पी बर्थडे विल बी मेक योर डे
they may do maybe
ते भाजी यू नो दिस इज ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਲਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਆਇਆ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਰਨੀ ਯੂ ਸਟਾਰਟਡ ਟੂ ਵਰਕ ਓਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗੀ ਅਦਰ ਵੇ ਨਾਓ ਪੀਪਲ ਨਾਓ ਦ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਆਰ ਹੈਪੀ ਡਿਡ ਯੂ ਐਵਰ ਫੀਲ ਕਿ ਓ ਮਾਈ ਗॉड ਵਾਟ ਹੈਵ ਡਨ ਆਈ ਸ਼ੁੱਡ ਨਾਟ ਹੈਵ ਕਮ ਇਨਟੂ ਦਿਸ profession
in fact ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਰਿਟਾਇਰ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ I did 37.5 years and retired and now I'm a full-time reservist so there is definitely no way I've sort of regretted what I've done, you know. And if I could turn the clock back, I would still join again.
Really?
Yeah. Because I've had an amazing time, you know, travelling all over the world and been to places that people haven't even been, and they pay thousands of pounds to go on holiday, you know, and the Air Force has actually sent me there. And they paid me to go.
Koi incident hai to pass somewhere like to see, you know, okay, when you say you look different, you stand out in the crowd.
Yeah.
You travel the world.
Well, I'll give you a good example. ਜਦੋਂ Kosovo ਦੀ ਲੜਾਈ ਸੀਗੀ, you know, during the Kosovo war conflict, I was based in Italy. And
sorry, माफी चाहूँगा. Sorry, मैं गलत टाइम से सवाल पूछ रहा. इसी कैरियर में रखेंगे पक्का. मैं याद रखूँगा. थोड़ी रिमाइंड करना. अच्छी छोटी सी ब्रेक लेने हैं. प्लीज अगर किसी ने कॉल करना है, do call us on 0208 571 4279. मेरे पास भी बड़े सवाल है. मुझे लगता है मैं उन सुनीता ने मौका दूंगा. ब्रेक तो बस सुनीता.
Please do.
No, जितने मर्जी. Thank you much. Please don't go too far. Keep tuned in. ब्रेक के बाद फिर मुलाकात होती है. सत श्री अकाल जी. Joining kita ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ Air Force ਦੇ I get that right again Air Force ਦੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਾਸ ਹੈ ਵਿੰਗ ਕਮਾਂਡਰ ਐਂਡ ਵਾਰੰਟ ਆਫਿਸਰ ਬੜੀ ਅੱਛੀ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਟਿਵ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਬੜਾ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਬੜੀ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨਲ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈਗੀ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਜਾਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਆਰਮੀ ਬਾਰੇ Air Force ਬਾਰੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਹਰ ਫੀਲਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਗੈਸਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਰੀ ਰੱਖਾਂਗੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਸੁਨੀਤਾ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕੁਝ
Yeah, so I hear you've been honoured by the Queen as well, so can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, certainly. In 2005, I got honoured with the Queen's Birthday Honours, got an MBE, and then in 2009, I got Queen's New Year's Honours and got a Meritorious Service Medal. So it was, for me, it was a massive achievement to have recognition twice, not just once, but twice. And I think after the first one, that's when my mum forgave me for leaving home and joining the Air Force. She actually came up to me and said, type of thing,
But this is so important. Dekho, Akaal Channel, we didn't have media before. When Sade media, Akaal Channel is one of the biggest media and #1 media in the UK, Punjabi channel. And जिदा तुसी साडे सिख कम्युनिटी स्पेशली तुसी कुछ अचीव करदे हो ना थोड़ी जिंदगी थोनु कुछ डिग्री मिलदी थोनु कोई अवार्ड्स वगैरह मिलदे ने ना दिस इज व्हाट वी लाइक यू टू शेयर विद अस ऑन द चैनल सो दैट सारी दुनिया ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਉਹੀ ਨਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਫਿਰ ਡਿਗਰੀ ਵੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਮਿਲਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਖਰਚ ਕੀਤਾ ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਡਿਗਰੀ ਵੀ ਲੈਣ ਗਿਆ ਲਿੰਕਨ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ I went in my uniform because I'm proud of serving I could have gone in just a suit but I thought no I'm going to go in my uniform
of course
and I got a massive cheer from the youngsters because they couldn't believe there's this sort of Siana Sardar in uniform with his medals and everything else come to pick his degree up and I think you've got to be proud of who you are
definitely ਅਸੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਖਦੇਵ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਪਿਕਚਰ ਦਿਖਾਣ ਥੋੜੀ ਕੋਈ ਪਰ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਕਾਲ ਹੈਲੋ welcome to the Akaal Channel ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੌਣ ਬੋਲ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਬੋਲ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ
Hello, my name is Kamaljeet. I'm Manjeet's older sister.
Oh, hello. You're most welcome to join in. What would you like to say?
I'd just like to tell everybody how proud I am of my brother and everything that he does and everybody in the RAF. And just a very big happy birthday from myself and Cecil, his niece, and my mum and dad. And everybody in the family.
I was only seriously hoping that the one with the family member is going to call at least to give him a happy birthday wish.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much. Keep watching, please. Baji bala acha lagya family call kar diya. This is a nice way. Tusi ghar baithe cake kat liya. The old family is there. Okay, that's another way to celebrate. And I'm sure when you get home, and this is still going to happen.
It's amazing. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity.
Haji, Sunita, tusi swal kar rahe si.
Yeah, so you've been in quite a few kind of ranks within the Air Forces. Tell us about your most sort of favouritised, experienced or...
Okay, so I'm one of the few engineering officers that have been able to do both sides. So as an engineering officer we do communications and electronics and we do aerosystems, so the aircraft side and the communications side, and I'm one of the few guys that have actually done both sides completely. And that's led me to this job at the moment where I'm the engineering branch and trade advisor for all the technical trades for all the engineers in the Air Force, which is it's a hell of a responsibility, but it's one of the best jobs I think I'm ever going to do. But if I had to pick one job out, I think I gave you a picture of it earlier on, but it was when I was the senior engineering officer on the UK C-17 99 Squadron C-17 aircraft. So that's the huge aircraft that the RAF operates 8 of them, and it was my job to bring everybody back from Afghanistan and all the equipment back from Afghanistan in both Kandahar and Bastion, bring everybody home safe and sound. And I remember sitting there in one of our briefing rooms where there's lots of screens everywhere, and it came down to, right, Manjeet, are we ready to go with the C-17s? Can we do this now? And it still sends a shiver down my spine because it was like, have we got enough manpower? Have we fixed all the aircraft? Have we got the spares in the right place?
Very big responsibility.
It was, but it was
amazing. We'll continue with the question there. Sunita ji, call hello. You can call hello.
Okay. Hello.
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 हाँ जी कौन बोल रहे हैं कितना बोल रहे हैं पंजी
मैं जसपाल को बोल रही हूँ कमेंट्री तो
हाँ जी
मैं मनजीत से भूआ आया
क्या बात है पंजी थोड़ा स्वागत करना है अकाल चैनल के बहुत अच्छा लगता है क्योंकि मैं बड़ा डिसअपॉइंटेड ਸੀਗਾ मैं क्या फैमिली क्यों नहीं कॉल कर रही है बहुत जरूरी
जी मैं तो ਜਦੋਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਉਹ ਫੋਨ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਟਰਾਈ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਸੀਗੀ
हाँ जी
ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਸਾਡਾ
हाँ जी 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 हाँ जी
कि साडा भतीजा इन्ना हाई पोस्ट पे हैगा आ।
How do you feel? तुसी प्राउड फील करदे हो भैन जी?
हाँ जी
भैन जी, not only you, not only
हैप्पी बर्थडे साडी बंदो बहुत बधाइयां बर्थडे दियां।
थैंक यू भैन जी, थैंक यू सो मच। बस ऐसे तरह प्रोग्राम देखते रहना भाजी। थोड़ी फैमिली देखो, दिस इज ट्रू। अपने सिखा चीज़ हैगी है कि अपना बच्चा कोई भी होवे, किसी ने तरक्की की हो ना, नॉट ओनली द फैमिली, द होल कम्युनिटी फील्स प्राउड ऑफ यू।
हाँ जी,
यू आर अ रोल मॉडल and people watch you, admire you, तुसी रोल मॉडल है गया। होपफुली मैं चाहूँगा कि सारे बच्चे कुछ ना कुछ तो देख के थोड़े देख के ना होते थे तो इसको
my poor Jew on the phone there. She used to keep, she keeps a scrapbook of me, and so all the clippings or anything like that, she keeps scrapbook. And it's when I first saw it, it's the most humbling thing in the world, because for us it was a job, you know. We go and join up and we join to do that. But when you go on things like that, and when you go and meet people, I know we talk about the different Nagar Kirtan and the fact that we go out there and engage with people. It's the most humbling thing in the world to go and engage with people, and it's nice that people do respect what we do, because we just see it as almost it becomes normal for us, but it's not a normal job.
मेरे ना questions are interrupt हो जाते हैं. I'd like to continue with the conversation. Because for the birthday ना, so I'd like to take another call. So I don't know whether this is the birthday wish. Hello. Hello.
Hello. हाँ जी.
हाँ जी भाजी, कौन बोल रहे हो, कितना बोल रहे हो?
मैं हरजिंदर सिंह बोल रहा। मैं भी एयर फोर्स ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ 에ਅਰ ਫੋਰਸ।
हाँ जी।
ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਅਨਡਿਵਾਈਡਡ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਆਪਣੇ ਅਨਡਿਵਾਈਡਡ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਆਰਮੀ ਐਕਸ ਸਰਵਿਸਮੈਨ ਐਸੋਸੀਏਸ਼ਨ ਚਲਾਉਣਾ ਇੱਥੇ। ਤੇ ਸਲਾਹ ਤੋਂ।
अच्छा अच्छा। हाँ जी।
ਮੈਂ ਮਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਨਾਲ ਟੈਕਨੀਕਲ ਜਾਣ।
बहुत अच्छे भाजी, की कहना चाहते हैं?
मैं यही है ना, बर्थडे का कहना मैं कहता हैप्पी बर्थडे वाले कह दिए, नाले उन्हें याद दिला दिए तो बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं
भाजी। थैंक यू सो मच, बहुत अच्छा लगता है जो तुसी कॉल करके इदा अपना हिस्सा देने हो, एनकरेज करते हो, बहुत अच्छा लगे। थैंक यू सो मच। ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ, ਥੋੜਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਾਲ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਨਾ ਇੰਟਰਪਟ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ। ਯੂ ਨੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ, ਓਕੇ, ਆਈ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਪੀਪਲ ਡੂ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਇਨਵੋਲਵਮੈਂਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਫਲਾਈਂਗ ਦੇ ਅਵਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਨਾਲ?
So, I'm not a pilot, I'm an engineering officer.
That's what I'm trying to ask.
But I'm also learning to be a pilot as well. So there's various different avenues, but the RAF will help you to try and get your private pilot's license as well. So I'm doing my microlight pilot's license at the moment.
Which is what?
So you have general aviation, which is like your Cessnas and things, and then slightly smaller, it goes on weight, but you can do that. It has the same performance, other than we can't do aerobatics. But I'm now actually learning to fly, and it's costing me out of my own pocket £500 with some other allowances as well that come through the Air Force. There is no way I could get my pilot's license for that amount of money. And then those aircraft are available for me to take away somewhere at the current cost of £40 an hour. So we normally go to France as a tour. We take 5 aeroplanes to learn about navigation, learning about different airfields, learning about flying, you know. But we do a 9-day tour around France and then come back across the channel as well. But it's fantastic opportunities.
बहुत popular हो, there's some more call coming in. Hello.
Hello.
आज पाजी कौन बोल रहे हो, कितना बोल रहे हो?
मेरा नाम अवतार सिंह है जी, मैं ना मनजीत दा डैड है ते मैं बर्मिंघम तो बोल रहा हूं।
ओह माय गॉड पाजी, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਫਾਦਰ ਨੇ ਕਾਲ ਕੀਤਾ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੱਸੋ, ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਬੜਾ ਸਟੂਪਿਡ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਫੀਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਮਨਜੀਤ ਬਾਰੇ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅੱਜ ਉਹਦੀ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਹੈਗੀ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਵਿੰਗ ਕਮਾਂਡਰ?
ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ। ਅੱਜ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੂਸਰੀ ਤੀਸਰੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਲਿਆਂਦਾ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਦੂਸਰਾ, ਸਾਡੇ ਤਾਂ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਹੱਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਪ੍ਰਾਊਡ ਫੀਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸੋਚਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ। ਸੋ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਵੈਰੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਊਡ ਆਫ ਹਿਮ ਬੀਇੰਗ a wing commander, and also Maharaj da ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ।
ਪਰ ਭਾਜੀ ਇਹਦਾ ਸਿਹਰਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਿਰ ਜਾਂਦਾ, because you were a role model for him when he was younger.
I was going to say exactly the same thing.
How do you feel about that?
Down to my mum and dad.
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਸਪਾਇਰ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਬੈਠਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਠੇ ਨੇ।
ਨਹੀਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੈਗੇ। ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਇੰਨੀ ਮਹਿਮਤ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ, ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡਮਦਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ 92 ਇਅਰਸ 올ਡ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ। ਉਹ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਖੁਸ਼ ਆ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ ਕਿਦਾਂ।
ਬਹੁਤ ਭਾਜੀ, ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ, ਬਹੁਤ ਨਾਈਸ। ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਨਾ, ਮੇਰਾ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ ਕਰਨਾ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਦਫਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਆਣਾ ਪਏਗਾ।
ਆਓ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੜੇ ਆਨੰਦ ਨਾਲ ਆਵਾਂਗੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਬਾਜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਐਨੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਕੋਈ ਤਰੱਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਆਈ ਲਾਈਕ ਟੂ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਵਿਦ ਦ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ
ਜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛੀ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ
ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਜੀ Hanji, what we were talking
I've
about.
taken over your show. I'm so sorry about that. But the reality is there's one person that you haven't heard about. So my father got me into it. So my parents are the ones that taught me and taught me my morals and everything and got to where I am now. I've done, like I say, nearly 20 years. And my niece, Seetal, that my sister mentioned, she's just joined cadets as well.
Really?
So there's soon, at the moment we've got 3 generations there, and she wants to join the Air Force. And I hope she does. She needs to work harder, though, at school. But there's a 3 generation of Royal Air Force.
Tell her, give her a message on my behalf. She'll get a chance to sit here one day as well.
I think that would be a brilliant story.
Oh, absolutely. But this is I keep saying all the time. Mere cheez hai gaya. ਸਾਡੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਐਡਵਾਈਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਫਾਦਰ ਉਹਨੇ 2 ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਵਕੀਲ ਬਣ ਜਾ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਬਣ ਯੂ ਵਰ ਨੋਟ ਗਿਵਨ ਅ ਚੋਇਸ ਫਿਰ ਵੱਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਫਾਦਰ ਹੋਰ ਦੂਜੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਚੱਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਪਾਸ ਪੈਸੇ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਲਵਾਂਗਾ ਤੂੰ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਲਾ ਬਟ ਦੈਟਸ ਨਾਟ ਇਨਫ
ਪਰ
ਇਟ ਇਜ਼ ਇਨਫ ਇਨ ਅ ਵੇ
ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ 에ਅਰ ਫੋਰਸ ਤੁਸੀਂ 에ਅਰ ਫੋਰਸ ਚ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰ ਜਾਂ ਪਾਇਲਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਕੀਲ ਤੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ 에ਅਰ ਫੋਰਸ ਵੀ ਬਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ
I'm glad you say. I'm glad you saying that. I'm glad you saying that.
50 different careers pass again. Nurses, doctors, lawyers, ਸਾਰੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਪਾਸ.
But this is so glad to see mention ਕੀਤਾ because ਸਾਡੇ mind ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੁੰਦਾ Air Force ਲੜਾਈ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਆਮ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਵਾਰ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਇਟਸ ਨੋਟ ਲਾਈਕ ਦੈਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਫਾਰਮਾਸਿਸਟ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਪਾਇਲਟ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਰਾ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਭਾਜੀ ਹੋਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੁਝ ਦੱਸੋ
well ਉਹੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਸੋ ਮੇਰੇ 2 ਬੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਲੜਕਾ ਇੱਕ ਲੜਕੀ ਜੋ ਲੜਕੀ ਸੇਮ ਅੱਡੇ ਤੇ ਬੋਰਨ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਜਰਮਨੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ RF ਬੈਗ ਤੇ many years later ਤੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਪੋਸਟਿੰਗ ਉੱਥੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਆਰਮੀ ਆਫ ਦ ਰਾਈਨ ਹੈਡਕੁਆਰਟਰਸ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਰੋਲ ਐਫੋਸ ਹੈਡਕੁਆਰਟਰਸ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਪੋਸਟਿੰਗ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਦਾ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ ਜਰਮਨੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਹੈਗੇ ਪੜੇ ਪੋਟੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਪੜ ਗਏ ਦੋਨੇ ਨੌਕਰੀਆਂ ਲੱਗੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਤੇ ਲੜਕੇ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿਆਹ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਆਪੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਨਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ
ਪਰ ਇਹ ਬੜੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਟਸ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਇਨ ਅ ਸੈਂਸ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਗਰ ਫਾਦਰ ਨੇ ਕੁਝ ਅਚੀਵ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਥੋੜਾ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਇਨ ਅ ਸੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਬੀ ਔਨ ਦੈਟ ਲੈਵਲ ਇਫ ਨਾਟ ਅਬਵ
ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਤਾਂ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਪਰ ਅੱਧਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਮਿਲਟਰੀ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ 'ਚ ਪੜ੍ਹੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਛੋਟੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਡਿਸਪਲਿਨ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੂਵ ਕਾਫੀ ਹੋਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਕਦੀ ਕਿਤੇ ਪੋਸਟਿੰਗ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਮੇਰਾ ਲੜਕਾ ਬੋਰਡਿੰਗ ਸਕੂਲ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਥੋੜੀ ਦੇਰ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੈਕੰਡਰੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਦੀ ਸਟੇਜ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਫਿਰ ਲੜਕੀ ਸੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਮਨਦੀਪ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਬੋਰਡਿੰਗ ਸਕੂਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਸੈਟਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਔਰ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਦੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਵੀ ਦੇਖਣੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਗਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਬਣਨ ਤਰੱਕੀ ਕਰਨ ਹਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਫੋਰਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਲਾਈਨ ਤੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਡਿਸਕਸ਼ਨ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਕੀ ਆ obviously ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਤਾਂ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਲੜਕਾ 에ਅਰ ਫੋਰਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਵੇ ਪਰ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਮੈਂ ਪਾਇਲਟ ਬਣਨਾ ਪਰ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਯੰਗਸਟਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਐਸਮਾ ਹੋਈ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਪਾਇਲਟ ਉਹਨੇ ਬਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਣਾ ਸੋ ਉਹਦੀ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਚੋਇਸ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਕਾਫੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਰਟਿਸਟਿਕ ਹੈਗਾ ਸੋ ਉਹ ਆਰਕੀਟੈਕਚਰਲ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜਿਸਟ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਅੱਛੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਜੌਬ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ
ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਵਾਟ ਯੂ ਜਸਟ ਸੈਡ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਮੈਂ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਜਾਣਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਯੂ ਵਰ ਗਿਵਨ ਅ ਚੋਇਸ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਆਹ ਕਰੋ ਹਨਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਨਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਾ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਔਰ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਥੋਟ ਸੀਗੀ ਪਈ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਾ just social worker ਪਰ at the moment ਹੋ ਨਾ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਡਿਗਰੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਆਡੀਓਲੋਜਿਸਟ ਹੈ ਪੀਡੀਆਟ੍ਰਿਕਸ ਸੋ ਛੋਟੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਨਾ ਹੀਅਰਿੰਗ ਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਸੌਟ ਆਊਟ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਟੈਸਟ ਕਰਦੀ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਭਾਜੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਕਦੀ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਥੋੜੀ ਸੁਖਦੇਵ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਕਚਰ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸੋਗੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੁਣ
ਆਬਵੀਅਸਲੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ MBE ਮਿਲੀ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਬਕਿੰਗਮ ਪੈਲੇਸ ਗਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ
when was this
in 2005
okay ਤੇ ਇਹ ਵਾਲਾ
ਇਹ ਫੋਕਲੈਂਡਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਲੌਜਿਸਟਿਕਸ ਮੇਰਾ ਕੰਮ ਸੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੈਲੀਕਾਪਟਰ ਨੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਸ਼ਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਤਾਰਨਾ ਤੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਮਾਨ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਕੰਮ ਸੀ ਰਿਸਪੌਂਸਿਬਿਲਿਟੀ
ਲੌਜਿਸਟਿਕਸ ਦਾ ਸਾਰਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਖੜਿਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾ ਮਿਲਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਫੌਜੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਗ੍ਰੈਜੂਏਸ਼ਨ ਸਾਡੀ ਸੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਡਿਗਰੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਸੀਗਾ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਰਿਕਰੂਟਿੰਗ ਡਿਊਟੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਨਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਿਖਾਉਣਾ ਸੀ ਪਈ
ਹਾਊ ਸਮਾਰਟ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੇ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਾਮਨਵੈਲਥ ਮੈਮੋਰੀਅਲ ਮਾਰਚ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉੱਥੇ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਇਹ ਫੋਕਲੈਂਡਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ੂਟਿੰਗ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ
That's a lot.
ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਗ੍ਰੈਜੂਏਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਈ
ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਫੋਟੋ ਹੈ when was this? Tell me that.
This was in February, well, about March 77.
How old were you then?
About 17-18 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਸੀ
Oh my God, young lad.
ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਰਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਮੋਰੇ ਖੜਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਪਿੱਛੇ 3 ਫਲਾਈਟਾਂ ਆ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਸੀ 3 ਸੈਕਸ਼ਨ
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੈਗੇ
ਸਾਨੂੰ ਅੱਗੇ ਜੀ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਰਾਈਟ ਮਾਰਕਰ ਬਣਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਨਾ
And that one?
ਤੇ ਇਹ ਹੈਗੇ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਅਵਾਰਡ ਸੀ ਬਰਮਿੰਗਮ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਜਿਹਦਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਦਿਨੇ ਚੱਕ ਡੰਗਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਟਾਟਨ ਪਾਇਆ ਹੋਇਆ
Paji, what a memory for ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ to see that. ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੋ ਪਾਜੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਾਰੇ what's this happening here? ਬੜੇ cool ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ
So this one's just taken outside of our headquarters air command at RAF High Wycombe.
High Wycombe.
So yeah. And this one's actually in 2009 at Camp Bastion in Afghanistan. So this was before I ever had anything to do. This is called C-17, that aeroplane.
ਮੈਂ ਪੁੱਛਣ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਿ
but I had nothing. That's an American one. But I thought the aeroplane was so amazing. I told my friend, take a picture of me in front of the aeroplane.
So, how come you were there?
so this one was India, and it was a liaison trip that the Air Force sent me on. But what actually happened there, I know we were talking about it beforehand, but we helped the Indian Air Force fix one of their aircraft that they had brought.
They had to fly you from here?
No. So I was part of 99 Squadron. So this is the RAF's C-17 Squadron, and that's about a third of the guys I had. I had 300 people at the time looking after C-17s.
And you're right in the front there, eh?
I am, yeah. I was the senior engineering officer, the Sengo. So it was an absolutely amazing, very, very privileged job. So I was really lucky to get that opportunity. And then this one here is, like I was talking to you, this is actually a microlight, that little aeroplane I'm standing next to. And there's me looking all smug in a flying suit, because engineers never wear flying suits, you see. But that was at Riyadh. So I'll be there this year as well. So if anybody's going to be at the Royal International Air Tattoo, come over and say hi to us. That would be great. And we can talk about careers or anything else. I'll let you sit in the aeroplane as well.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I believe you got a license to fly one of the aircraft?
I am trying to get my license.
You're trying to get a license?
Yeah. Work keeps getting in the way.
What license would that be?
So that would be an NPPL. So it's like a private pilot's license, but
PPL.
Microlight.
Microlight,
yeah.
Hopefully we get it right in there, Sunita.
Yeah.
I promise to take you up. We could do a little story there. We'd take you up to RAF Halton and take you up for a trip. Yeah, no problem.
Paji, it's, you know, to see there are sari dunya na share kita, so thankful to you. Honestly, dekho, sare nu vadi gal hegi ki tusi sadar ho ke tusi sare nu agge khade hege ho. There are a lot of people that in some group there were about at least 100 people in the queue, in the groups khade hoye, and you're right in the front. You know, when you're going through this, how does it make you feel about that? Silly question, I'll be up on the air, you know, mera to pair zameen te nahi se lag rahe ho.
Yeah, I've never thought of it as something that I've regretted. I've always thought, you know, I'm proud that I'm a Sikh, and sometimes, you know, you stick out. So when you see a picture of a load of us, you know, and there's one Sardar, you know, just Guru Nanak Dev likha de vich ik, you know, I think it's good to stick out at times, you know, and I'm proud of that. I think, you know, the star definitely helps me stick out.
Yeah.
Manjit ji, bachawanga ke tusi apna experience share kita, really appreciate karda. Thank you so much. Fir bhi mauka lagega, we'd like to get you back again. What message would you like to give to the people watching you, the channel?
Well, I think it's good that you've seen a little insight, and it is we've just scratched the surface of what it is to be in the Air Force. But now, come and talk to us. If you're interested in it, the best thing to do is come down to the careers offices, and you can come and see what it is actually like to be in the Air Force. We even sort out trips to go down and look at stations as well. We do need to have more Apnibande in there. So it's all about, you know, we can talk about proportional representation, but the reality is, the opportunities are there, and they're really good opportunities, but people need to just take the risk, you know, take the chance. You know, I talked to you about when I was crying at that time. It's a really big decision, because it's something completely different that normal people or normal jobs and normal families haven't really experienced. But it is the best thing I ever did in my life, and there's opportunities out there for all the young people out there to also sit in my seat.
Just to reinforce that, you know, we've got 50 odd different careers, And on top of the careers, we offer 23 careers where you can actually do an apprenticeship with us. So you don't need to go to college and do an apprenticeship to be an engineer. You can actually come into the Air Force, train to be an engineer, and get paid at the same time while you're training, you know, so you're not in debt. And at the end of that, you've got a guaranteed job as well. So obviously it's not easy to get in. You have to pass our aptitude tests, the medicals and interviews and fitness tests and things like that. But there are lots of opportunities, and my thing is, what people are missing out on it, and you need to have a look and consider it as a career.
मेरा क्वेश्चन एक जब तुसी फ्लाई कर दियो like official duty दे ऊपर like on a civilian plane दे ऊपर, do you normally travel in a uniform or you don't? If you do happen to travel in a uniform and you're going through the airport, would you get some special facilities, special services? Like I believe in America, if you're wearing a uniform, happen to go at the airport to take a plane, totally VIP treatment there.
It's slightly different treatment. You don't have to wear your uniform, but we have certain paperwork that we just show the right people there, which helps us through. But I'm not sure what it's like at the moment with the current people in charge.
I mean, I've travelled in the past, you know. Normally we travel on our own planes if we're going somewhere on operations and things like that. But obviously if you're going on a holiday or something like that, you travel in civilian clothes because you're not actually on duty. I have actually been on a job where I had to travel by a civilian plane, but then you do get different treatment because firstly our baggage is normally about 110 kilos, you know, and then you've got the gun and stuff and all sorts, you know, so by the time you've got all that, you've got tons of weight that you're carrying. But you travel in uniform and you just go straight to the front and they know, and you hand all the bits and pieces in. But I think what you're alluding to is that, do we get discounts? We do get, a lot of companies in the UK give us forces discount and stuff like that as well. So there are advantages.
There's a benefits involved.
Yeah, there are some benefits.
So yeah, I've seen Manjit a few times at the Southampton Nagar Kirtan. So tell us a bit more about this. Do you have like a society within the Air Force?
So what we did a few years ago, we set up the British Armed Forces Sikh Association, and that's, again, it's tri-service, so Army, Navy and Royal Air Force, and it was supposed to give serving Sikhs an opportunity, a focal point to get together and help decide what future policy is going to be as well. But one of the main reasons for that is engagement and trying to coordinate the engagement piece. But it's something there that's supposed to also help support the serving Sikhs as well, especially the juniors. So we've got a job there for seniors like ourselves to mentor those young people going through. But it's fairly new. We've been running for about 3 years now. So
yeah, so I've seen you a few times and. It's just taking photographs and signing autographs. So.
I'm not sure about, but the thing is that's people coming up to us, and it's that engagement piece. So if you do see us out there, please do come and chat to us. And it's breaking down those maybe those misapprehensions of what people think it's really like to be in the Air Force.
Raji, sorry, I have to cut you.
Sorry,
we only got 30 seconds to go. Again, Manjit Pajiti, Bilveer Pajiti, sorry, you not only people feel proud about you in the Air Force which the whole community, honestly, सारी Sikh community is proud कि अपने 10 साल वाले Air Force नाल काम करते ने. बड़ा strong, बड़ा अच्छा कैरियर लगा, बड़ा proud feel करते ने. फिर I can imagine how थोड़े parents feel करते ने, थोड़ी family feel करते ने. It's really proud moment. On behalf of Akaal Channel, Pajit Thola, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
ऐसे तरह तुसी program देखते रहना. Next week same time फिर मुलाकात होगी. तब तक रब रखा. सत श्री अकाल.